to be practical for us today. Let me say that God permits Christians to suffer. He has a good reason, a very wonderful purpose in it all. He intends for us to work out for the good of these believers. He intends for it to serve a good purpose so they can comfort someone else. Everything that you and I have, we have because of the mercy of God. We have it for the benefit of others. Regardless of what you have, God has given it to you so that you can share it with others. He has given it to you as a mercy. If you have health, wealth, youth, talent, or a gift, He wants you to use it to share with others. Each issues from the mercy of God. And wait a minute, suffering also. If you are suffering for Christ, He permits that to happen to you. Dr. Henry Ironside used to tell the story of a friend of his who was in Vienna, Austria, on a sightseeing bus trip. As they went traveling, some sheep got in the way of the bus and they were held up. The man sitting next to his friend was annoyed by it all because there were only two sheepdogs that were herding those sheep. So my friend, a Christian, said to this annoyed man sitting next to him, "Do you know the names of those two sheepdogs?" And he said, "Why, no, I don't know the names." "Do you know the names?" "Yes, I think I do." "What are they?" His friend said, "One of them is named Goodness and the other is named Mercy." He said, "How in the world do you know that?" "Well," he said, "I'll tell you uh, how." David said, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life." You might not think it was good and merciful to have a couple of dogs yapping at you to keep you from going to the left or to the right, but it is God's mercy that keeps us in the straight and narrow way. And He uses trial and difficulties for that very purpose. He is the Father of mercies. Now I'm going to be personal. I had several reoccurrences of cancer this year, Vernon McGee and me. And I'll be frank with you, my doctor didn't offer me much hope. But God has been delivering me. It is amazing. That monster can turn on me at any moment. Yet I trust that God will deliver. I received a letter from a man to, who to me seems arrogant. He wrote, "God has told me that you are going to get well." So you don't need to worry about it anymore. I wonder, since I was the fellow who had the cancer, why didn't God tell me that? Well, I'm just waiting on the Lord. I can say that Paul, uh, I can say with Paul that I trust he will deliver me. We cannot be arrogant with God. We need to walk softly. Paul is walking softly, but he can say with great assurance, He has delivered me from death. And he can say, right at the present, He is delivering me. And then, without any boasting, he says, we trust that He will yet deliver us. Paul didn't know that he would, but he believed that he would. Therefore, on the basis of that, Paul could in rejoice in the fact that God was permitting him to give out the gospel in that day. God appeals to these Corinthian believers for prayer. And that concludes